Did the Lakers loss show us who the Denver Nuggets really are? That conversation's coming at you next. So a 23-point beatdown by the Los Angeles Lakers on Saturday night over our beloved Denver Nuggets. Now, the Nuggets are going to start a road trip here and have an opportunity to bounce back and get right. But what did we learn about the Denver Nuggets in that loss to the Lakers? Did we learn who they really are? Are we learning who the Lakers might really be with Luka and LeBron on that squad? That's the conversation we're going to have here on today's episode of Dover on Denver. And I'm going to tell you a few things that I learned with that loss to the Lakers on Saturday night. First and foremost, we'll answer the question. No, the Lakers aren't better than the Nuggets right now. Yes, they got Luka Doncic because Nico Harrison made the worst trade in the history of sports trades. The Lakers are going to be a problem. I promise you they're going to be a problem in the NBA, and they're certainly going to be a problem in the Western Conference. Stand in the way of the Denver Nuggets. But right now, that was Luka's best game by a million miles, rocking purple and gold. LeBron's still 41. He's still going to take some time to gel with his team that now is constructed with Luka Doncic. And it's the same way, two-way street, right, for Luka and company. In a 7-game series, let's say, the old, if the playoffs started today conversation. If the playoffs started today and the Nuggets and Lakers were to draw each other in round number 1, you know what it would be? It'd be another gentleman's sweep. The Nuggets would beat the Lakers 4-1 because the Nuggets are just better than. This whole, they put this blueprint out there to slow down Nikola Jokic. You send 2 or 3 defenders at him. Don't let him put the ball on the floor. He's only going to take 7 shots. By the way, he still got a triple-double in the game, just a little tiny baby triple-double, if you will, for Nikola Jokic. And let me go back just a couple of years. When these same 2 teams, obviously Luka wasn't on the Lakers, Russ wasn't on the Nuggets. Few things have changed. But go back just a couple of years ago when the Nuggets and Lakers were battling in the playoffs. And you remember, I'm going to try not to butcher his name, and I told you will, but Rui Hachimura. I totally screwed that up, but you know what I'm talking about. Rui, right? Rui guards Nikola, and they still had Anthony Davis on the team. So they were doing this weird zone thing where Rui's actually playing man-to-man on Joker with Anthony Davis as the help right behind him. They don't have Anthony Davis anymore. Jackson Hayes, is that going to solve the problem? Jackson Hayes shouldn't even have the privilege of playing in the NBA anymore. Do your own research. You'll know why I said that. Rui is not the answer. Sending a double and a triple team, all right, it worked on a regular season game on a Saturday night. But you know what Nikola Jokic is? He's the freaking T1000 of basketball players. He solves equations in real time. Now, he couldn't crack the code in the 48 minutes against the Lakers, but he didn't get a lot of help either. Aaron Gordon led the team in scoring on Saturday night with 24 points. That's another thing I learned. First thing, Lakers fans are delusional. NBA media thinks the Lakers are the real deal starting this year. Wrong. They're not. Denver's better than them. Denver will go further than them in the 2025 playoffs. The second thing that I learned, and again, we talk about that little baby triple-double from Nikola Jokic. Why didn't he get any help? Where you at, Michael Porter Jr.? Where you at, Jamal Murray? Why was Aaron Gordon the leading scorer? Aaron Gordon can fill it up when it calls for it. Shouldn't call for it in a night like that. JJ Redick and the Los Angeles Lakers dared anybody not named Nikola Jokic to beat them. And you know what Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray did? They didn't accept the dare. They didn't accept the bet. They weren't good enough and didn't step up to help Nikola Jokic when he was getting double and triple team. So the Lakers made a bet that nobody else on the Nuggets could beat them if they shut down Joker, and they were 100% right. So, no, the Lakers are not better than the Nuggets. No, the Nuggets are not in trouble because there's now this blueprint of how they can attack Nikola Jokic. I just don't buy it. I don't believe it. I've watched Nikola figure out literally every single defender. 100% of defenders have been figured out by Nikola Jokic over his decade-long NBA career. So you think JJ Redick and the Lakers have cracked some crazy code that's going to get over on Nikola Jokic, the hashtag Serbian basketball god? No, they are not. And no, they did not. Like I said, I'll give the Lakers some credit next year when they're really a threat. Another quick little thought that popped into my mind. This is my squirrel moment here. I love Luka Doncic. I love Luka as a player. probably witness like 2 or 3 more of those kind of games, I will go from absolutely loving Luka Doncic to absolutely hating Luka Doncic. We know the Lakers get all the foul calls. We saw that on Saturday night, right? Now you're going to add getting all the foul calls, rocking Lakers on his chest, and still being first team all flopper. Because that's what Luka is. As much as I even like the guy, before he joined Los Angeles, he was a first team all flop guy. Now he's on the Lakers, and you're going to be a first team all flopper. Join our old buddy Jared Vanderbilt, or more like Jared Vanderflop, right? As I tweeted out during the game. How are you going to claim to be a big tough guy and flop like that, Vandy? You should be embarrassed about your performance. So in a couple of years here, maybe just a couple of games, honestly, if I keep watching these things, Luka Doncic is going to go from like a fan favorite across the entire NBA to an NBA villain because he plays for the wrong team. They get all the calls, and he's a first team flopper. So I'm not worried about this blueprint that's out there for the Denver Nuggets and how teams can attack Nikola Jokic. Let's watch tonight. They're in Indy, and if you're watching it later, it's start of a 4-game road trip. Let's watch over these 4 games what they look like. I would guess that Nikola Jokic goes crazy. I would guess that Nikola Jokic is out to prove a point that, all right, you don't want me to put the ball on the floor? I'll just immediately get into my action and hit you with my little turnarounds, a couple little Sombor shuffles early to get it going. And then what are you going to do? When it comes to making in-game adjustments, I'm here to tell you, nobody in this league, in this world, is better than that of Nikola Jokic. It's Nikola Jokic that makes the in-game adjustments. I'm not a, hey, Michael Malone's a problem kind of guy. There's plenty of folks out there, but it's Joker that makes the in-games adjustments that allows the Denver Nuggets to win basketball games. Another takeaway is the bench. And how many times have we asked questions about the bench? But are our bench questions starting to turn into playoff rotation questions with absolutely zero answers after Saturday night? Russell Westbrook took 17 shots. Are you freaking kidding me? 17 shots. Let me give some credit to my boy, my homeboy, Cecil Lammey. We were doing this on the radio show. We had the Nuggets conversation, of course, because we talk all things Denver sports there and here. And I was giving this to Cecil. I'm like, what are we doing? Why are you watching Russell Westbrook take 17 shots? And by the way, he only scored 17 points on those 17 shots. He should never take 17 shots in a basketball game. Cecil gave me a fair counterpoint. Well, Jamal wasn't stepping up. Michael Porter Jr. wasn't stepping up. So somebody had to take those shots. Joker only took 7 in the entire game. So maybe it was Russell Westbrook by default. But for me, as the guy that I was big on Russ joining the Nuggets, pro on Russ joining the Nuggets. That was probably the second time. There's been one other instance where I'm going to use the word rogue, where he went rogue. He was just doing his own thing out there. And yeah, they needed guys to take shots and step up. But Russ, I promise you, man, it ain't you. You're the 6th option, not the 1st. You are the 6th option and not the 1st. I hope that somebody got through to Russell Westbrook before this road trip starts and lets him know where he is on the pecking order of shots. And the other player on the bench is Julian Strawther. Julian Strawther had more minutes played than points, than fouls. Like, he was awful on Saturday night. He could not stay in front of anybody. Michael Malone said after the game, he's got to get back to basics of showing his hands, shuffling his feet, and using his chest. I used to coach 4th grade basketball players. Guess what I told them? Hey, you guys got to show your hands, and you got to shuffle your feet, and you got to use your chest on defense. An NBA coach had to tell Julian Strawther that on Saturday night. That's unacceptable, man. Julian Strawther, you keep that up, you know what you're going to do? You're going to play yourself right out of the playoff rotation. He can fill it up offensively. Just the game before, he made 4 threes in the game, and 3 of them didn't touch the net. But man, if you're that much of a liability on the floor, you're not going to touch it when it comes to the postseason. And Michael Malone said as much after the game. So silver lining here, and Jamal Murray did say this after the game, the Lakers are now 2-13 versus the Nuggets in their last 15 games. So there's a bit of a silver lining. Takeaways are, the Nuggets are still your daddies, Lakers. They still own you. They will continue to own you in this postseason. Russell Westbrook, if you take 17 shots one more time, somebody rip his contract up and I'll drive him to the airport. And Julian Strawther, just a little bit of effort, please. Try on defense. Is that too much to ask? This has been Dover on Denver, and now I'm done.